A fake diamond. Lisa was very excited. It was her birthday, and she was turning 10. Her family had a small party for her. There were balloons, cake, and many presents. Lisa loved presents. Her aunt gave her a small box. Lisa opened it and found a shiny stone. It looked like a diamond. "Is this a real diamond?" Lisa asked with wide eyes. Her aunt laughed. "No, dear. It's a fake diamond. But it's pretty, right?" Lisa nodded. "It's very pretty. Thank you, Auntie." Lisa put the fake diamond on her table. Every day, she looked at it and smiled. It was not real, but Lisa loved it. She knew that gifts from the heart were more valuable than real diamonds. The cleaning lady. In a small town named Greenfield, there lived a kind woman named Mrs. Thompson. She was known to everyone as the cleaning lady of the town. Every morning, with her bucket and mop in hand, she would start her routine, going from one house to another, ensuring everything was spotless. Mrs. Thompson wasn't just a cleaning lady, she was a friend, a listener, and sometimes a guardian angel. As she cleaned, she would also lend an ear to anyone who needed to talk. From young children to the elderly, everyone felt comfortable sharing their stories and secrets with her. One day, as she was cleaning Mr. Johnson's living room, she noticed a picture of his late wife, which was always placed on the mantelpiece, was now on the floor. Mr. Johnson, a 75-year-old man, had recently lost his wife and was living alone. He seemed more downcast than usual that day. Picking up the photo, Mrs. Thompson said, "She was a lovely woman. You were lucky to have each other for so long." Mr. Johnson nodded. "I miss her every day. The house feels so empty without her." Mrs. Thompson, while continuing her cleaning, responded, "You know, grief has its own timetable. It's okay to feel sad. But remember the beautiful memories you both shared. They will keep you going." Mr. Johnson smiled weakly, appreciating her words. Another day, while she was cleaning the Williams kitchen, little Sarah Williams, a 7-year-old, sat on a chair, looking upset. Mrs. Thompson, noticing her sad face, asked, "What's the matter, dear?" Sarah replied, "I lost my favorite toy. I can't find it anywhere." Mrs. Thompson paused her work and started searching for the toy. After a few minutes of searching, she found it under the kitchen cabinet. Sarah's face lit up with happiness. "Thank you, Mrs. Thompson," she exclaimed, hugging her toy. The cleaning lady smiled and patted her head. "Always here to help, dear." As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Mrs. Thompson continued her routine. She wasn't just cleaning houses, she was touching lives. Her simple acts of kindness were making a big difference in the small town. One winter morning, Mrs. Thompson fell sick. The news spread quickly, and the entire town was worried. Soon, there was a line of people outside her house, bringing soup, medicines, and warm wishes. Mr. Johnson, with his homemade chicken soup, said, "It's time for us to take care of you." Little Sarah, holding a drawing she made, said, "This is for you, Mrs. Thompson. Get well soon." Days passed, and with the love and care of the townspeople, Mrs. Thompson got better. She realized that her small acts of kindness were reciprocated manifold by the town. The story of the cleaning lady was not just about cleaning homes but about building connections, touching lives, and spreading love. It taught the town that every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the power to make a significant impact. The most coldest winter. In the little town of Snowville, people were used to cold winters. Every year, they would wear their warm jackets, drink hot cocoa, and play in the snow. But one year, the winter was different. It was the coldest winter they had ever seen. The snow began to fall earlier than usual. By the time November came, the ground was already covered in a thick layer of snow. The river that ran through the town was frozen, and even the biggest trees were hidden under the white blanket. Little Timmy, who was only 7 years old, was amazed. He had never seen so much snow. Every day after school, he would run outside to play. He built snowmen, made snow angels, and even tried to build an igloo. But the cold was harsh. Soon, the roads were blocked, and the schools were closed. The townspeople had to stay inside their homes. They lit fires and wrapped themselves in blankets. Hot cocoa and soup became everyone's favorite meals. Grandma Lucy, the oldest person in Snowville, said, "In all my years, I've never seen a winter this cold. We must help each other and stay warm." People started to check on their neighbors, especially the elderly. They shared food, firewood, and stories from the past. The children, even though they were indoors, found fun activities. They read books, played board games, and listened to stories from their grandparents. One day, Timmy had an idea. He remembered Grandma Lucy talking about a big feast they used to have in the town square many years ago. He thought, why not have a feast now? We can all come together and celebrate. With the help of his parents and neighbors, they organized a big feast in the town hall. Everyone brought something to eat and drink. There were pies, roasts, cookies, and of course, lots of hot cocoa. The townspeople sang songs, danced, and enjoyed the food. The cold outside was forgotten for a while. The warmth of the community filled the hall. As the winter continued, Snowville's people learned to adapt. They helped each other, shared what they had, and found joy in the little things. And when spring finally came, they were more than ready to welcome it. The flowers bloomed, the river flowed again, and the children played outside, laughing and running. The coldest winter taught the people of Snowville the importance of community, sharing, and love. They realized that even in the toughest times, they could find happiness if they stood together. Under the bridge. In the town of Riverdale, there was a big bridge that crossed the river. Everyone used this bridge to go to school, work, or visit friends. It connected two parts of the town. But under the bridge, there was a secret place that only the kids knew about. Little Anna was the first to discover it. One sunny day, while playing near the river, she saw a pathway leading under the bridge. Curious, she decided to explore. She found a little space with soft sand, and the sound of the water was calm and peaceful. It was like a small beach hidden from the world. Anna told her best friend, Sam, about the spot. The next day, they brought blankets and snacks and spent the whole afternoon there. They played games, built sandcastles, and listened to the water flowing. It was their secret hideaway. Soon, other kids in the neighborhood found out about the spot. And under the bridge became a special place for all the children. They would have picnics, tell stories, and even celebrate birthdays there. One day, a little problem occurred. The water in the river started to rise. The kids watched as their secret place was slowly getting covered with water. They were sad. They didn't want to lose their special spot. Anna had an idea. Why don't we build a little wall with stones? That way, the water won't reach our place, she suggested. All the kids loved the idea. They started collecting stones and, with the help of some older kids, built a small barrier. It worked. The water didn't reach their secret place anymore. The bridge, which was once just a way to get from one side of the town to the other, became a symbol of childhood memories for the kids of Riverdale. They had fun, faced challenges, and worked together to solve them. Years passed, and the kids grew up. But they never forgot the magical place under the bridge. And even as adults, whenever they would pass the bridge, a smile would appear on their faces, remembering the good old days. The bridge in Riverdale wasn't just a bridge. It was a reminder of friendship, adventure, and the simple joys of childhood.